Welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here comes to the news today. On the 10th day of the third lunar month, King Hum's ancestor, in the stream of the pilgrims Hum Temple, there are Vietnamese living and working all over the world. Whether they are, every time on the occasion of the death anniversary of the Hung Kings, they turn to their homeland, remembering of the merits of the ancestors. Today, the typical overseas Vietnamese delegation includes 31 people from 16 countries, representing more than 5 million Vietnamese people living in 130 countries and territories around the world have the opportunity to return to home temple. Among them are many people who were born and raised in the foreign countries. There are people who have studied and worked for many years in different countries, but when they return to the home temple, they all feel proud of the praise of the dragon and the fairy, feel deeply about the world compatriots. In a dignified atmosphere, before a heroic spirit of Hung King, a typical delegation of overseas Vietnamese respectfully offer incense to the commemorate and pay tribute to the ancestor merits, demonstrating the nation's principle of when drink water, remember its source. The overseas Vietnamese expressed their emotions when they were able to visit the plant of ancestors and convey the wishes of their children far away from their homeland and wish to contribute more to the development of the country. According to the experts' forecast, with the current growth rate, the country's import and export turnover in 2022 could reach over 700 billion USD, a new record milestone. Preliminary statistics of the General Department of Customs have just announced Q1 import and export turnover reached nearly 180 billion USD, with both export and import turnover achieving double-digit growth. Specifically, by the end of the March, the country's export turnover reached 89.1 billion USD, up 13.4% over the same period last year, of which the turnover of FDI enterprises reached nearly 65.4 billion USD, up 10.6%. Those in the first quarter of the year, the total import-export turnover reached nearly 177 billion USD, of which the trade balance have a surplus with a trade surplus of 1.46 billion USD. The whole province of the Dong Nai on April 10th recorded nearly 300 cases of COVID-19, continuing to decrease steeply compared to the previous day. The whole province recorded 285 new infections, down more than 100 cases compared to the April 9th. After many months, Binh Hoa City recorded less than 100 infections per day. During the day, more than 500 patients recovered and one died. Accumulated from April 27th to now, Dong Nai has recorded nearly 416,800 cases of COVID-19, of which nearly 405,700 patients recovered, a rate of more than 97%, 1,945 deaths. Currently, more than 150 F0 are being treated at the medical facilities. In addition, more than 9,000 F0 are being treated at home. Regarding the coverage rate of the third dose COVID-19 vaccines, 11 out of 11 districts and cities of Dong Nai have reached a rate of over 50%. With 2 districts reaching over 75% of people who have infected third dose of vaccines, the coverage rate of the third dose for people aged 12 and over in the whole province reached more than 58%. Preliminary results of the first round of the French presidential election on April 10th show that the incumbent President Emmanuel Macron and the far-right leader Marine Le Pen are eligible to enter to the second round of the voting at the end of this month. Polls showed Mr. Macron ahead of Ms. Le Pen by the larger-than-expected results. Specifically, Mr. Macron received between 28.1 to 29.7% of the vote, while Le Pen won 23.3 to 24.7% of the vote. Mr. Macron and Ms. Le Pen are also the two leading candidates in the first round and will enter the second round of voting, scheduled to take place on April 24th. Opinion polls taken immediately after the results of the first round show that Mr. Macron would win in the second round, though this year's French presidential election is a rematch between the two main opponents in the election 5 years ago. Iran have asked the U.S. to provide legal guarantees to prevent future U.S. governments from pulling out of a potential deal to save the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. According to the statement signed by 250 Iranian parliamentarians, the United States should provide Iran with the necessary legal assurance that it will not withdraw from the agreements again, and this must be secured by its decision-making institutions. The United States, including Congress, in a completely legal form, so as not to pose any obstacles to future implementation of the agreement. In addition, the U.S. also needs to commit that the sanctions after lifting will not be reimposed, and Iran have the right to export oil to any country in the agreed amount. Tehran also receives revenue from oil export through the international banking system. This is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching. Have a good time. Goodbye.